David Cameron has been criticised for saying the UK was the junior partner to America in World War II when fighting against Germany in 1940. But the US didn't declare war on Germany, of course, until 1941 after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Veterans Group have said it could alienate former troops. Downing Street said Mr Cameron hadn't meant to belittle the efforts of British soldiers. Our political correspondent Vicki Young joins us now, but it has sparked a lot of debate, saying actually he shouldn't be belittling the country at all by talking in that language, a junior partner.
Yes, that's right, and there's kind of a precedent that when you're abroad as Prime Minister, you don't downplay your own country, if you like. I mean, there's two problems here. One is he got his dates wrong, and some say he's quite into his history. It was a silly mistake to make, and Downing Street was saying he meant to say during the 1940s. Doesn't get away from the problem that he's still saying that our effort was junior to the American effort. And that certainly is a problem. We've had David Miliband, the Shadow Foreign Secretary, coming out and saying that this is a slight and not a slip. I think what's happening here is that we saw David Cameron's trip to America was lauded by many people, seen as a success, but he has been talking about the so-called special relationship. I think trying to say, let's be realistic about this. Britain is a junior partner. It's an effective partner, but a junior partner because we're not a superpower. Our economy is not as big. I think he's trying to change the debate, if you like, about the relationship. He wants to be a friend of America's. He also wants to be a critical friend. I think that's what's happened here, but it has backfired slightly. And as you say, veterans associations and Labour seizing on this, really, and saying it's a big gaffe.
And while the spotlight has been on him over there, there's also been a spotlight at home on Nick Clegg. First Prime Minister's questions yesterday, and many of the papers picking up on the statement to Jack Straw talking about the Iraq War, which is in direct contradiction to the Conservatives.
Yes, it was interesting. I was sitting in the House of Commons watching it yesterday, and when Nick Clegg got up and really out of nowhere just turned on Jack Straw and talked about the Iraq War being illegal, it did come out of nowhere. It was a bit of a shock, and you did think, look behind Nick Clegg, there's all these Tories sitting there who voted for the war. Now, it's never been declared illegal, of course. It is the view of the Liberal Democrats. But, of course, I think it's a steep learning curve for Nick Clegg. It's the first time he's done it. It's pretty daunting. He stood up there, and he's not leader of the Liberal Democrats when he stands there. He's standing in for the Prime Minister. So it did cause a real flurry, and it is a problem. It just shows that, of course, there are very big differences here in the coalition.
Yeah, I mean, a slip-up or potential problem, sign of problems to come.
Well, it could be. I mean, I think the problem is, of course, they have disagreements on all sorts of different subjects. We've also got the issue of tuition fees, which is going on, the graduation tax. Story yesterday that a senior Tory had said we're going to reject a graduate tax. Now, today they're downplaying that, the Conservatives, saying there is no difference here, really. It is a thorny issue for the coalition. There isn't an agreement, but I think you could still see some form of graduation tax. I think the question is what kind of tax it will be, what form it takes. There's still a lot of negotiation to go on there, and that's what happens in a coalition. You do, though, wonder whether in future maybe David Cameron will just stay at home.
Vicki, thank you very much. Thank you.